So week 8 went like this. And then it went like this. Very nice. And that's week 8. Hey everybody, and welcome back. It is week 9, and we are at Spa-Francorchamps, which is a lovely circuit that I've raced at many, many times. As you may have noticed, it is Monday, at least is the time of this recording. It's early in the week. So lessons in Hubris today. I had about 20 minutes of practice before the first race because I know Spa, so what's to be afraid of, right? And to be honest, all things considered, it went pretty well. This is my first qualifying lap. You know, I'm happy with how the race went. It was a lot of fun, and I do love this track, but maybe a little rusty. So, you know, okay, there's lap 1. Let's see how lap 2 goes. I'll save the agony. We're just going to zip forward here. Everything was going pretty great, and my lap times were not bad. I was, at least for the strength of field that I was racing with, I was kind of keeping up. And then, sorry, backing up a little bit, because I know that coming into here, 2 corners to go, got just a little loose there, and I caught it, and that right there, naughty, naughty, I'm off the curb, and that means I'm off track. And so this lap didn't count as well. So Hubris is starting to catch up with me already, and we are going into this race starting in P19 of 22. But this is one of the easier tracks to overtake at. I know last time, having rewatched the recording, I think I made the comment that Oulton Park was impossible to overtake at probably about 500 times in a 20-minute video. I'm going to try not to do that this time and just tell you right here and now, overtaking at Spa is lovely. It's a great track to do that. Sector 1 has opportunities. Sector 3 has opportunities. Sector 2, not so much, but it's a lot of fun. So let's just see how it goes. We're going to watch the race start, and we'll just kind of go until stuff starts to get boring. Anyway, this is a really long lap. It's like a 2.5-minute lap. So this is only like a 9-lap race. So in a sense, not a lot of opportunities to get stuff done. I'm terrified of this corner. So much chaos happens here, even among the pros. Okay, wait, I wanted to see. Let's just have one more look at that. That was fun. I didn't, during the race, I didn't see this coming, and it kind of scared me. But yeah, this is not a line. Let's see. He takes a really wide line, and looks like he slipped on the curb. And the fact that my race isn't over already is divine intervention, frankly. All right, we make the run down to the famous Eau Rouge and Radion corners up this big hill. I think it's 120 feet up. Pretty cool stuff. Looks really impressive in the VR. I'm sure it would be even better in real life. And this is the Camel Straight, and this is just a long straight. You're flat on the gas. Huge slipstream potential, so picking up a lot on this guy here. And I move to the outside to think about a move, and I'm pretty good on the brakes here. That guy isn't. But then I did that in qualifying, so I can't really talk, can I? So I overtake 1. Cool. Got to watch out for this guy because I never know what he's doing. All I know is I'm in the back. It's a long race, and my only goal right now is just try to keep it clean. I don't want to crash. I don't want to be out of the race on lap 1. I don't want to be out of the race at all, but lap 1 in particular is especially frustrating. First lap and last lap, always the worst to lose it. There's another one. I don't know what's going on over here with these guys, but during the race, I just come around the corner and there's smoke and cars are sideways, and it's really, really chaotic. Now, if you look ahead here, it might be hard to see, but there's 3 cars up there battling, and that becomes a bit of a theme. There are a lot of battles going on throughout the field during this race. It's part of why there's as much crashing as we've already seen, is because people are bonking into each other. But it does mean there's opportunities, because whenever you're overtaking somebody, you're not going very fast. Now, man, you should see it from cockpit view. I am right on this guy. I don't think cockpit view is readily available. We're missing the race. Where is cockpit view? Just so I know. Sorry, we're learning how to stream as we do it. It's like on the opposite side of the list. So, okay. Let's guy gets a good run on me here. This might have been the guy I was chasing. Now, okay. You'll see here in the lower right, if you direct your eyes to the lower right, you'll see car contact 0 and 1, which is the game's way of saying that we touched. Now, my eyes aren't the best, right? Did we touch? Are we touching? I don't think so. What about there? I don't think so. So when I saw that, I was like, what the hell, did I take that guy out? And I'm like, no. And I never, this is my first chance to relook at this incident. He has plenty of space over here. Okay, not a ton of space, but I'm clearly going this way. So the space is opening up for him. I squeezed him. There's no arguing it. I squeezed him. But he has room over here. Okay, that's a pretty aggressive line. But that is the apex, and I left him a car width. He understeered. Supposedly we touched. They gave me 2 points of naughtiness for that. Okay, so be it, I guess. And then I just catch these guys on the brakes there like nobody's business because they're all clumped up. So that's lap 1, and at this point we are in 15th place. So we've gained 4 positions already. That seems low, but they say, wow. I had no idea we were that close. It says we touched again. Another one where it says a 0 point, when it says contact 0, it means we just barely grazed each other according to the game. I can't believe we touched. That was insane. But yeah, all right. But some stuff happened in front of us. Some people, there's one. Oh, there's one. So this race has been already, we're on the start of lap 2, just fraught with danger. So now the objective really becomes, let's just keep it clean. Let's keep it on the road. I'm catching these guys. Look at this. I'm in 14th or 13th or whatever because of those guys that crashed. There's got to be 8 cars right in front of me. You know, like the lead of the race is right up there. Now this guy, this makes me mad actually. I'm not going to lie. This makes me mad because I saw this coming from about a mile away. He comes up on my side. This is called Puan corner. It's not a good corner for overtaking. It looks like it is if you don't drive this track. Look, we're going straight. It's a sharpish corner. Cool. But it's downhill and there's no camber. There's no grip here at all. So when he goes and does this move, for one, I'm like, okay, dude, you can pass me. But I kind of saw it coming that he was going to end up trying to overtake this guy too, which is a massive dive bomb. Right here about where this blue car is, you got to be on the brakes, which you're kind of committed to stopping at that point. This guy, this is a bad idea, and I saw this coming from a mile away. I'm already on the brakes, as you can see. I'm braking early because I'm like, you just know that something not good's about to happen. I'm hard on the brakes now. This guy's, he's already kind of committed to a choice. And look at this. He's going that way. Blue car's going that way. And bink. And I'm like, God, I thought they'd touch. I didn't realize he'd just absolutely slam this dude. And then I get this. I'm on the throttle now, staring at a car sideways on the track. I slam on the brakes. He slams on the brakes. Pieces of car are flying everywhere. And then he starts to spin it around, and I have to drive off the track. I think I avoided all the contact there. I don't know if one of those zeros is supposed to be for that. But I had to drive into the dirt, and I was mad because I was having a really good race. But I couldn't tell at the time. I think only 2 cars passed me for that. I was mad, though, because I was just talking about that gaggle of cars in front of me. That was like podium positions right in front of me. And now it's 8 or 9 seconds down the road. Another unfortunate. That guy had no rear wing. I think that guy must have been the other one in that crash there. He tried to take a very high-speed corner with no rear wing. That's never going to go well. So I'm pretty tilted now, which isn't great. I've also got the iRacing crew chief guy in my radio telling me that I'm losing time to the guy behind and I'm losing time to the guy in front. It's very, very annoying. So I was getting pretty tilted, and it's only lap 2. There's a lot of race left. I really do need to calm down, but it took me a couple laps to calm down, which isn't great. So anyway, we're chasing now. I mean, I'd pause it and skip forward, but like, so far it's just, there's always something kind of kicking off. And I line up the move not really with the intention of going for it. It was a really half-hearted move, but in an abundance of caution, that guy just, he did what I would have done too. He stayed wide because it's not worth crashing about. If we were all better drivers and we all trusted each other more, I think he could have taken that corner and I would have been expected to stop. And if he had taken the corner, I'd hit him. It would have absolutely been my fault. 100%. That was a very half-hearted move, mostly just because I could, you know, and I also knew I could stop if he did cut me off, and it would be my own time loss. But I got the position. I think I was faster than the guy. I'm sure he's still here behind me. Not really. He got passed again, and that kind of let me go here to, you know, run off into the distance. So we're heading down toward Ravage is the name of this corner, which I do take pretty well. And this time in particular, I think I took it really well. That's how you're supposed to do that corner. If you see me do anything else, it means I'm screwing up, which, pro tip, you'll see some of that before it's all said and done. We're back to that downhill off-camber corner called Puan. It's a really tough corner. This is No Name Corner. It was called X Corner for a while. I think it has a new name now. It's a tough one, and this is. I'm supposed to know this. I'm supposed to know the names of all these corners, but it's a monster. In some cars it's flat, not in this one. You have to lift a little bit and actually downshift, and drag the brakes so you can get it to steer. It's a fun track. I didn't used to like it very much, but I've kind of come to appreciate it more as time has gone by. It is a fun one to drive. And as you can see, I mean, it looks like it from way up here. I'm catching these guys again. So it's like, okay, I've got all the hope in the world. It's only lap 3, you know, and I'm in 12th. There's at least 3 cars directly ahead of me, and in front of them, there's at least a few more. So it's sort of like, you know, opportunities are presenting themselves. Now we go through another fast corner. It's flat out, and now into the bus stop chicane, which is the final corner on the lap, and it's about a 2.5 minute lap. But look what I do to these guys on the brakes. Sorry, that sounded real conceited. I'm actually just really excited because this race is some of the best braking I've done since I came back, maybe ever. It really is. It feels like I'm really learning something on the brakes, which is pretty awesome. But let's see how we do down in toward Eau Rouge and Radion. I didn't get a good run out of the first corner, whose name I'm also supposed to know, but I can't remember. That's a tough corner for me. I've never been good at it, and that sucks because you are full throttle for like the next 45 seconds. So any time you lose, any speed you lose on turn 1, you lose it. I'm still losing time. Like, I'm losing time all the way down here because I didn't get turn 1 quite right. But I do have a slipstream, so let's see if we can make something happen. And I'm alongside, and I am now very upset. This is also the first time I've got to see this move from outside the car, and I'd like to see it again. This upset me pretty badly because you'll see about here. Okay, I'm on the brakes now. Okay, full throttle. Am I alongside? No. On to the brakes. Am I alongside? I mean, I got a wing in there, and I've got the slipstream, so I've got the overspeed. This is obviously happening. Like, there's no question. I'm only half on the brakes. I'm trying to brake late so that I can get side by side with him. Do I ever get a really good overlap? Maybe not. I mean, I'm half a car width, and I'm here, and my spotter guy says car left, so the game knows there's a car there, and that means that if he's assuming he's got ears that function, he knows that there's a car to his right, and I'm turning. I'm like how narrow must I go, right? I haven't like come to the left at all. There's no understeer. There's no time to understeer. He's already hitting me. He just runs me off the road. And that upset me pretty bad as I lose 1, 2, and I just run into the wall a little bit just out of pure frustration. I think I lost 2 positions there. Now I'm tilted. It's lap 4. We're halfway through the race, not even halfway through the race. And now I'm tilted because I was catching again. I was like looking at a really, really decent finish. And I got run off the road. And now there's nobody in front of me and nobody behind. I happen to remember that it's 8-second gap in front and behind. And yeah, now I'm just racing alone, which is really frustrating. But I'll go ahead and run it forward and see if anything interesting happens. We'll come back to it. All right, so we're at the beginning of lap 6. It's been about 2 laps of nothing, just a whole bunch of nothing. And I do get a car up here in front of me. Not sure what's going on because he's just not going very fast. And spoiler alert, really, I'm pretty sure this is the guy that ran me off the road. And I figured that out during the race too. And I don't want to act like it's some great virtue that I didn't absolutely obliterate him. I kind of wanted to. I don't do that though. Like, that's just, you don't do that. You know, we'll let the racing craft talk, you know, and the rest of it can walk, I guess. But like, you know, he's just slow. I think he must have damage. And so I start chasing him pretty hard. I do legitimately think this is that guy. And I also legitimately, you know, think he has damage. He wasn't that slow when I was chasing him, and he's very, very slow now. But this is that middle sector I was talking about. This isn't exactly where you make moves. You make moves at the kind of back third of the lap and at the front third of the lap. So we're right in the middle right now. So right now I'm content to chase him, stay on his tail. You know, I think I made some, to myself, I think I made some salty comments about hoping he didn't run me off the road again when I tried to get past him. I do see a car way off in the distance there, and by way off I mean it's getting closer. So I'm catching again. So that was kind of a theme here too. And also while I was fast forwarding, there was a little bit of sloppy driving. Nothing that was too rambunctious that I thought I had to put it on the video. But I don't want to. I'm not trying to hide. The reality is that I have a lot to learn and that I have a lot to work on. But because I do, and I'll say that up front. You see plenty of bad driving on my part to know that. But like, it was an interesting thing because like when I'm running clean, I am running quite fast, but I was having trouble running clean, and that's partly because it's Monday, you know. And then we do a simple bus stop overtake, which I screw up. And when you cut the course like this, you get a slowdown penalty, and it is brutal. It's like 8 seconds where I have to like go like this. Now I can go again, and an older version of me. I think there's a legitimate rage quit somewhere in there, because this is really frustrating at this point. That said, we're still in 14th, which is not great, but it's not as bad as it could be. I don't want to say apoplectic, but upset is a fair word. I am very upset, and the problem with being upset is, especially on the last one, it wasn't that guy's fault. He didn't do anything wrong. I'm upset because I'm screwing up, and that is really difficult. The reason I'm getting upset isn't just because I'm making mistakes, because, I mean, come on now. I'd be upset all the time, which, you know, maybe. But, like, I'm making mistakes when I know that I'm catching. I'm making mistakes when I know that I could be beating these guys, like a lot of them, but I'm not consistent enough. And that's a Monday thing. I mean that. Like, that, I mean, this is my 3rd week with the car, and I didn't get much racing done last week. That's why my recap of last week was a 20-second clip at the front of this video, because there wasn't anything to say other than I got absolutely punted at the beginning of lap 1 and whatever. I don't have a lot of hours in this car, and I'm starting to get it. There, corners like that, mistakes like that are frustrating, but I'm working on it, you know? That's the journey to go faster. And, yeah, clearly not calmed down yet. But, like, I'm figuring the car out, and I'm finding pace on tracks I know. Worth noting, the first track we raced at was Holton Park. I did a video about that. This is probably as a YouTuber where I'm supposed to put a link to that video, but whatever. You can find it if you want it. It's not hard. If you don't, that's fine too. I didn't know that track. The second week was Watkins Glen, which, yeah, I've raced there before, but I wouldn't say I know it. This is Spa. I've raced here since I was 13. Like in Gran Turismo, I think, or Forza or something. I've been racing at Spa forever. I know this track. That's why I jumped into a race on a Monday. I think I actually hit the dang. This is not going very well. But like, my point is that I'm quick here, which it just means when I know the track and I don't have to worry about learning the track, I can focus on the car and I'm gaining speed. I'm getting faster. It's good. But it's these little mistakes. It's these little mistakes that are killing me right now, and they're very frustrating when I make these little mistakes and it costs me like tangible positions. But it's lap 8 now, the penultimate lap. Again, there's nothing to see. I'll go ahead and fast forward again. We'll see if we get anything else. Maybe we'll watch part of the last lap if anything's going on. So yeah. So here we are, beginning of the final lap. I'm pretty sure. I could check, but whatever. Look, there's a car there. It wasn't there before. I'm catching this guy. And I'm not certain I don't think this is the guy that punted me. It's really hard to be sure. I think at this point in my head, everybody punted me, which isn't true. I punted myself, except for that one time. But I'm like, okay, last lap, where are my opportunities? At the end of the Camel Straight, which, welcome to the Camel Straight, we've just arrived. This is my best opportunity to overtake. And look at the closing speed. This isn't even going to be a proper racing move. I'm just going to drive around him. And yeah, so that was pretty straightforward. There is another car. It's kind of distant. I think it would take mistakes. But the theme of this race has been that people have been having so much trouble. Like, you know, it's part of the reason why I don't rage quit is because people have been struggling so badly. It's like, it's just free positions to just keep going, you know. If you can be on the road circulating, you can get some stuff. And case in point, somehow somebody screwed up No Name. Okay, I say somehow. I've done that. You get out onto that AstroTurf and it spins you around. I don't go out there anymore. I've gotten pretty good at avoiding it. Slightly slower to avoid it, but it only takes one spin, and whatever time you lost by not going wide doesn't matter anymore. But that's the race. I don't think there's anything else that happens. We'll watch. I go wide here, drive into the grass like an idiot. Does that count as something happening? I don't know. I'm really having a hard time with the brakes and figuring them out quite, but I'm starting to get it. This was the first race where I felt like I was really... My left foot was actually doing something useful other than slowing the car down. That's a long story. But it looks like P13. I believe that's going to be P12 because of the guy that spun. And it might be P11 because maybe somebody crashed and had to go into the pits. To be fair, that guy that was spun out, I think he was in 7th when he spun, so there may have been a ding-dong up front. Look at these cars. They're right here. There they are. Oh, you might not be able to see them, small screen, but they're right there. They're right on the other side of the wall. They were 6 seconds up the road. There's four cars there. Like, such an opportunity missed, but that is the end of the race. P11, it says. Like, so could have been. There was potential for podium there. I wasn't the fastest guy on the track, but that was really closer than I've been. But anyway, guys, I think we'll leave it there. I do hope you enjoyed, and I may do another spa. I'm not sure. I may do another video. I'm not sure. Maybe just a little recap type thing. But I think I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you guys next week.